In the NBA, nicknames are part of the game. Some become legendary, others are funny, and some end up being a burden for the players themselves. From his airness for Michael Jordan to King James for LeBron, nicknames often elevate the figure of the stars and turn them into larger-than-life characters. However, not every player feels comfortable with the names fans or the media assign to them. This week, Karl-Anthony Towns, the Dominican center who has recently joined the New York Knicks, surprised everyone by openly admitting which nickname he hates the most, and in doing so, he reminded the sports world that behind every great athlete there is also a person who wants to control how he is seen. Nicknames in sports have always been a double-edged sword. For some athletes, they become an inseparable part of their brand. Magic Johnson, for example, will forever be associated with that magical style of play that earned him the nickname. Shaquille O'Neal himself built a long list of nicknames that he embraced and used to strengthen his image, from Shaq Diesel to the Big Aristotle. But not everyone sees it that way. For Karl-Anthony Towns, nicknames are not always positive. The star made it clear that there is one in particular that he doesn't want to hear again. In an honest moment, Towns was asked about the way fans and the press refer to him. Without hesitation, he responded by pointing out that there is one nickname that makes him very uncomfortable. "I think Cardi B's gonna be the only one who likes that," said Towns, leaving everyone surprised. Although he did not directly specify the exact nickname in that moment, his reference to the rapper made it clear that it is a moniker with which he does not feel identified, and that, rather than flattering him, annoys him. This revelation comes at a special moment for Karl-Anthony Towns. After years with the Minnesota Timberwolves, where he established himself as one of the most skilled big men in the NBA, the Dominican star is now wearing the colors of the New York Knicks. In New York, the media focus is much bigger, and every gesture, word, or action becomes national news. That is why Towns wanted to mark his ground from the beginning. He doesn't want to be tied to labels he hasn't chosen for himself. In Madison Square Garden, one of the most demanding stages in the entire NBA, Towns wants to be remembered for his play, for his effort, and for what he represents on the court, not for a nickname that misrepresents him. It might seem like something small, but nicknames have a real impact on how athletes are perceived. LeBron James embraced King James because it conveyed dominance and greatness. Allen Iverson turned the answer into a declaration of identity, a way to show that he always had the response when his team needed it. But when an athlete dislikes the nickname, it becomes the opposite, a source of discomfort. It's not just about words, it's about identity, respect, and the way a career is remembered. For Towns, rejecting this nickname is a way of making clear that he wants his name, Karl-Anthony Towns, to be what fans chant, what commentators highlight, and what history records. As expected, Towns' confession sparked debate among fans. Some understood his discomfort perfectly, arguing that athletes also deserve the right to define themselves. Others saw it as an overreaction, insisting that nicknames are simply part of sports folklore. The mention of Cardi B, on the other hand, brought an even more cultural dimension to the conversation. The rapper, known for her confidence and unapologetic personality, is an icon of modern pop culture. Towns' comment suggests that only someone like her would enjoy such a bold nickname, but he, on the contrary, wants to distance himself from that image. Karl-Anthony Towns' honesty about the nickname he hates most shows that in the NBA, not everything revolves around statistics or highlights. Identity, respect, and personal image also matter. Now, as a member of the New York Knicks, Towns is beginning a new stage where he seeks to be valued for what he really is, one of the most versatile centers of his generation, a proud representative of the Dominican Republic, and a player who still has much to give to the league. The message is clear. Towns doesn't want a nickname to define him. He wants his game and his name to speak for themselves. In New York, under the bright lights of Madison Square Garden, Karl-Anthony Towns is ready to build his own legacy, without labels he doesn't choose.